Hello everybody, this is the Flying Turk with another review video for you guys. Today we are taking a look at the Leonardo Mad Dog, also known as the MD-82 by McDonnell Douglas. This is the first release they have for Microsoft Flight Simulator. They also have the expansion pack for this, where you get the MD-83 and the MD-88, which I have passed on. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I might get it in the future, but for now I'm sticking with the MD-82 because this is just a lot of fun. And I gotta say, I love McDonnell Douglas planes. They're just quirky. They're not like Boeing, they're not like Airbus, they're just in between. And I like how they behave and how they fly, how they sound. Even Betty inside the cockpit making all the noises like stabilizers, like that kind of sounds. I love it. And it's a very beautiful plane. I gotta say, Leonardo did a good job. This is their first release for Microsoft Flight Simulator that I know of. They had some P3D releases before. This was originally a P3D plane. I never got into P3D, I gotta be honest with you. Microsoft Flight Simulator is just the way to go for me. But you can definitely tell this plane has some texture, low texture here and there. It has some flaws, it's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot fun. I love it. I think you guys will too. Let's jump into our review and let's take a closer look at this plane. Let's go over all the details and all the things that it comes with. I wanted to make this a short video, but I know from now that this is not going to be a short video. For your information, McDonnell Douglas started production in 1979 and ended it in 1997. I think the last ones flew in 2013, at least in the US. But they're still flying in some parts of the world, like Africa or like in Venezuela. Some South American countries are still flying it, but there are not a lot anymore. So if you want to catch a flight on these birds in real life, this might be your final chance. How safe will it be? I don't know. Don't take my word for it. But I think you will have an amazing experience. But let's move into our cockpit and show you how this plane looks on the inside. And I gotta say, I just love how this cockpit looks. Old school. It's a mix between like little displays and steam gauges. I love it. Not too many gauges though. Like this is not too steam gaugey, but it gives an old school feel. It works for me. Like the top panel looks lovely. We even have some circuit breakers that work. Wasn't expecting it, but I'm very happy to see this for this price point. It's not a cheap plane, but you definitely get your money's worth out of it. At least I think so. We also have an EFB to the left and to the right. A lot of the things are animated on this plane. Like, just as an example, you can open up the doors, you can open up the service doors, the aft stair. Let's open everything up so we can show it to you later. Let's go to ground. Yeah, sometimes it's not working. Like, I don't know if you can hear me click, but the click spots are very fine. Huh. Hey, hey, I discovered how to get rid of the tablet. Scroll wheel up and down, gets rid of it and returns it. Good to know. There we go. We can get the GPU, ASU, air conditioning unit. Let's go to maintenance and let's show you how this looks. You can, snap, I opened the gear door. No. This one doesn't close after you open it. Yep, it's open. At least I couldn't get it to close. Maybe there's a correct procedure for it. Ah, fine. This time it closed. Okay. I was already afraid that I had to start over filming this because I did it already a few times and I didn't want to do it again. But this is the radome. You can open it up. It looks lovely. You've even got like struts holding it up. You can take a look at the engines. Like, this is what I mean. It's not the most high quality textures that there are, but it works. Like, I'm not gonna go inside like this. I'm not gonna do proper maintenance, right? I'm no mechanic. We're just flight sims, and it's lovely to see that they have at least included this in this plane. Like, from far it looks fine. Like, Captain Sim does a little bit better job with textures. I cannot deny it. They're good on exterior models, but like imagine them, Leonardo working with Captain Sim. Like with how good Captain Sim does the modeling and with how good Leonardo makes the planes work, wouldn't it be a bad combination? These are the aft stairs. It's just an amazing sight to see these cowlings open. And you can open the gear doors as well, but it's a big mess. It doesn't want to close always. The click spots are just too fine for me. These are the cargo bays you can open up. It works with with GSX. Only one minor gripe I have with this, even though you have an EFB, it doesn't work with SimBrief. You can import your flight plans, but it's not as straightforward as just pressing a button. It's a little bit more difficult. Look, here we go again. Let's get rid of the GPU. Let's close up all the doors. Oops, yeah, we don't have power, so we won't be able to get rid of stairs. Womp womp. Okay, let's keep that one open. And I'll take another look at this beautiful cockpit, guys. They did an amazing job with this. Everything is modeled in that you would expect there to be. You can even open up the windows. The window animation is lovely. I'm gonna turn up game volume for you guys so that you can hear the startup of this plane and all the button switches. Let's close that. And before we do that, let's show you the cabin. And by the way, this is how this looks. It's not the best on the cabin. I'm gonna be honest. Like I've seen better planes. It's not on just flight level or PMDG level, but it works. We have a functioning cabin. The lights look amazing at night. I even noticed that when you are climbing, you know, you've reached cruising altitude, the lights go on, and when you're starting to descend, the cabin lights go off, just like in real life they would. And like I said, it's not the best cabin, but you can get some nice wing views out of here. They did a good job with it, it works. This looks accurate too, to some pictures I've seen online. I've never been on an MD-82 in real life. I wish I would have, who knows, maybe one day. Like might go to Venezuela just to catch a flight on this plane before it retires fully. They're already how old? An MD-82, if it came out in 80, that would be 44 years old. Poof. I suppose the ones that are still flying today are not that old, but still, they're old planes. You can go all the way to the back. You can even open up this door to go to the stairs. You have to do that through the EFB, but we're just gonna clip through and see if this works. Yes, it works. Hey, we could even... Damn, we can even go so far. Never expected it. Looks nice. We should have done an entry through here. Maybe for another stream. Can we? Nope, not working. Okay, let's warp ourselves forward and let's show you quickly how this plane is turned on. We were gonna do a proper cold and dark tutorial soon, but for now we're just gonna get it turned on and show you guys how it looks and how it sounds. Because from the cockpit there's not a lot of sound, but from the outside, oh man, you would be amazed. Let's put that to run. We got rid of GPU, but we can start it on battery. There we go. It's starting up. Let's turn on emergency lights. And guys, this is probably not correct procedure I'm doing at the moment, but as long as it starts, I'm happy. Galley on. To start. We should turn this on as well. Okay. One final look. The pneumatic levers, turn them on. Still set to standby. Okay. Standby gauge, super important. There we go. Caution lights, and while this is turning on, let's show you the EFB. So from aircraft services we can manage the doors and this kind of stuff. Like I don't know what it is, but the click spots are just insanely small. We have a setup. Here you can get the brightness associated however you like. I like to keep it around here. Now I know we can do this. Hey, this super small click spots, I don't know. Anyways, you can calculate your performance, your takeoff and your landing. You can get your weights associated from here. Flight recorder, you can import your flight plan from here. Documents, you have some normal checklists, cold weather operation checklist, abnormal emergency procedures and ATM. I don't know what ATM is. Okay, looks like a manual. And Navigraph charts. I'm happy they added Navigraph charts because this is a super useful tool. You can get a map. You can get to see where you are. And this is extremely useful. If you want to fly this on FedSim, it makes life such a breeze. Because I wouldn't want to open up the toolbar one and look from here. This is a lot more immersive. The other one breaks the immersion for me. It works, but it's not as nice as this.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
There you have Betty screaming autopilot. I hope that was loud and clear. Okay, we're gonna turn down game volume a little bit more for you guys, otherwise you won't be able to hear anything I'm saying, because this cockpit can get a little loud. As you can see, our screens are turning up here. Or turning on here, excuse me. My English is getting worse and worse. Seems like we are not able to close the aft stairs. Let's see about that later. Ooh, we have a Spirit A320, it looks like. Taxiing. Okay, let me see. We need to do some more things. Anti-collision, strobe. Floodlights we don't need. Pressure has come up. And we should see these values come up anytime now. Yet it's not, so I've probably missed something. What did I miss? Ah, ignition. There we go. Okay. We gotta do a performance, quick takeoff performance, right guys? So we have to start up this plane and show you how everything looks turned on. And by the way, let's turn these on as well, so you can see how the lights look. We will do a quick night time, so you can get an idea on how the lights look at night. Because gotta say, I like how this cockpit looks at night time. Not that one, this one. And guys, you will be amazed. Honestly, I was shocked by how good this plane looks and how good it behaves. It feels very realistic. I love that when you go over things, you don't get to see what everything is. Like, it sucks on other planes where you hover over the MCDU and you're over the letter O and there's a message popping up down beneath stating that it's O. Like, I don't care about that. I know it's what it is. Like, I understand it's useful for when you're beginning, but okay, I'm still not able to close this door up. I wouldn't understand why. Maybe now? I hope it won't affect this because I want to take off and it doesn't look good. Like I said, it's not perfect. There are some issues with it. It could have been a better plane if it didn't have these issues, if it had some proper sim brief integration. We'll have to do with what we have, but like, why, my friends? Why, Leonardo? You have such an amazing plane, yet there's so many little issues. Okay, and now. Dang it, I shouldn't have turned this on. But I wanted to show you guys how it looked. Okay, let's not look at it. No? Maybe on the other side. This might work. And turning on the EFB is not straightforward. You just don't press the screen or don't press the button. No. You keep pressing it for approximately 5 seconds. And I mean the button. 2. Yep, there we go. And there are also other things you can get on the plane. If you go to aircraft options on the right bottom, you can choose the tail style, cockpit units, like heads up flight display system. You can get a heads up display in this plane. Which is kinda crazy if you think about how old it is. It's not the best, it's not a 737 heads up display, so don't expect anything crazy. I haven't been able to turn it on yet. I know how to get it down, but I don't know what I should press to get the heads up display. No, we have some briefcase lights, okay. Who knows? If you know, let me know in the comment sections down below. I don't see any buttons or any controls here, which I would have thought them to be here, but they're not. Yet I'm not a big fan of a heads-up display anyway. You can get a lot of different things. If you're interested in this, take a look at it. Let's close that up. And for your information, guys, the EFB has a battery. It doesn't have unlimited charge. Oh, it's closed. Perfect. So you would have to turn it off to save battery. As you can see, it doesn't have a cable plugged in like this PMDG 737 or like 737, no, 777 I should say, or like in the ED builds A300. It doesn't have a cable plugged in. I forgot, MD-11 had a cable also. That one you should also be careful with the battery. But now we have the engines turned on. Let's get the fuel control switch for the left side as well. Turn that one on as well. And like I said, this is no proper cold and dark tutorial. This is just getting the plane turned on so you can see the displays, get a basic idea on how it functions and how it behaves. If you have experience flying the MD-11, this is not too difficult. Like if you come from the MD-11, this is very similar regarding the MCDUs and a little bit like the screens as well. Like they're very reminiscent of that one. I don't know, it was not a big learning curve for me. APU gen off. Why is APU gen off? Turn that off. This engine should be turned on now. Yes, it is. Get that off. Okay. APU can go off as well. And APU doesn't turn off immediately. It takes like 60 seconds or so to be turned off completely. And by the way, guys, one other thing that I still haven't been able to do is close this door. It definitely should be able to be closed, but I just don't know. And there is not like a button or anything here. By the way, let's get this to TA. Nope. I cannot see a button to open or close it. Ah, auto brakes are here. Look, I'm learning something new as well. That takeoff. I honestly don't know. It should be able to be closed. I have seen it on YouTube that other people had it closed. Ah, I don't know if you hear the sound. That's the APU going down. It should be, but I don't care. It's super loud on the outside. I don't know if you can hear this, but it is crazy. I'm gonna put game volume down a little bit more so you can at least hear me. And this is reverse thrust on this plane. Look at all the pollution. All the particles it just pushes out. It's like a blackish smoke to the back. And we're gonna go to the runway, do a quick takeoff performance for you guys. Show you what this plane is all about. I love how it looks. I love the size. Leonardo did a good job with it. Like I said, it has some minor little flaws. Oh, like I forgot one thing. Auxiliary pumps. We need those. I don't know if we need trans, but let's turn that on as well. Okay, let's give her some more volume. And let's go back to the cockpit view. I gotta say, I'm kinda amazed by how quiet the cockpit is. It's in front of the engines, right? So when you take off, you don't hear a lot of engine noise from the cockpit anyways. From the rear, or when you go outside, it is insane. How much noise it pushes into your face, if I may say so. It's just bonkers. Like it almost sounds too quiet in the cockpit and it sounds way too loud outside. FT Sim has like a sound pack for this, which I was thinking about getting. I didn't, but I might just well in the future. I've seen that it's a very big improvement on YouTube. And let's quickly show you how this plane looks at nighttime. I say the cockpit just looks lovely. So let's turn the right side on as well. That one too, and logo lights. The lights are all over the place. It's not as straightforward as a Boeing or an Airbus. So you'll have to learn a few things on this plane. You cannot just jump in and go fly it. It's not super easy, guys. You need to have some experience for this plane. You could also start learning in this plane, but you would have a hard time jumping to other planes. So at least for me. And let's show you how this looks from the outside. I really love how the lights are associated on this plane. Let's line up behind the Southwest 737 and let's go back, oops, to real time. And hide this, perfect. Okay, let's wait for the Southwest 737 to take off, after which we will go. Looks like a 700. Lovely little bird. I was thinking about getting the CRJ. I was also thinking about getting another plane, which I'm not gonna spoil yet, but it ended up to be this one. Well, you know, I think I can say it. I was thinking about getting the Fokker F-28. That one is also a lovely plane, looks amazing. I've seen very good reviews on that one, but I think I will wait a little bit longer until they release the Fokker 70 and 100, if I say it correctly, and not the F-28. F-28 is the old series with the old school displays, and the 70 and 100 are the newer ones with the modern type of displays and modern, how do you say, autopilot controls, which make life a lot easier. Soon, when I get more used to this plane, I will also do a FMC tutorial on it to show you guys how to set it up without SimBrief, and I will be showing you guys how to set it up with SimBrief. Setting it up with SimBrief is not as straightforward. You'll have to download a few things and get them into certain folders. It can be a little bit of a hassle, but if you have it, it would make your life a lot easier, of course. You wouldn't have to enter everything manually, but the fun starts with entering it manually, if you ask me. You know, you have to do things and put put the data in. It makes you understand the flight better and understand what the pilots were going through while flying this plane. By the way, we need some flaps. We didn't set flaps. Okay. The 737 should have taken off. Yes, yes. Oh, wait, wait. Yes, Betty. Let's keep her at 10 degrees. And I gotta say, this plane just looks lovely, guys. It's just a pleasing sight. Pleasing sight to see these old school planes flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator. At least I love them. Like the MD-11, the MD-80. I just love to see these old school planes flying in the game, but they're not flying around anymore. Just gives a nostalgic feeling. Okay, let's put up flaps. You know what, let's keep them down for one brief moment. Let's turn on autopilot, auto throttle, flight directories we forgot. Select. Set this to 2000. Vertical speed, yes. VNF, yes. I don't know. Let's push that to us. Autopilot on again. Oops, we turned it the wrong way around. And let's show you a little bit of a wing view. I gotta say that Leonardo did a good job. It's a good plane. He said there are some textures that are a little bit less for lesser quality, but honestly not bad. I like what they did. I like the sound design. I like the feeling. And even another minor detail I will be showing you guys in a brief second. Let me turn down game volume, otherwise you guys will become deaf. But this is just lovely. Oops. Look at this beauty, guys. It's just intense. Okay, that's it, guys. I'm not gonna play around too much with the cameras. I just wanted to show you quickly how it looked on the outside with all the smoke coming out of the rear. I love this plane. I love every little detail of it. Like everything works that needs to work. Autopilot works like a charm. Auto land works like a charm. I didn't have any issues with this since I've got it. It lands pretty much exactly how you would expect it to land at any given runway that has ILS. Even manual landings are super nice to do in this plane. This sheer side of the cockpit with these three windows up front looks amazing. I don't know if I will get the MD-83 and MD-88 expansion, since it practically has the same cockpit. The only difference is that I think the MD-83 has a longer range, and it has added fuel tanks, which I'm honestly not too interested in. Like, it's 30 euros for that one. I would just as well add the 10 or 20 on top of it and get the CRJ, or the 30 on top of it and get the Fokker, you know? Like, better save my money for something else. I already have an MD-82 that I have a lot of fun with in the game. There are a lot of liveries available on flightsim.to, so you could create a lot of real flights that have been done in these planes. Also a few fictional flights if you're into that. I am. I got a few nice modern liveries for it. Non-accurate liveries as well. I got the Avianca one that's actually meant for an MD-83, but it works just as fine or just as well for an MD-82. There's not much difference you can tell from the outside. From the inside, honestly, not that much as well. Like, it has the modern cockpit. This is the half glass cockpit, and this is not the old school cockpit with all the steam gauges. It looks amazing for what it is. It sounds amazing. It behaves perfectly. I would recommend it to you guys. I'm very happy. Only thing is that it's a little bit expensive, but you will have a lot of fun in this plane if you're into old school airliners. But this is it for me, guys. This was it for this review. It was not a short one like we are used to. We had to take a little bit more time to do this review because, well, it's an in-depth plane. You know, it's not a simple one. I had to get it started up manually. There's a lot of things going for it. And only one minor gripe is that it doesn't have SimBrief integrated. I hope they will do an update soon. I don't think so. Oh, by the way, you can also open this jump seat. Lovely little attention to detail. And now I'm opening it up. I'm kind of thinking, does the door not close because of the jump seat? I don't know how to close it up again though. Dang it. There we go. The autopilot is super twitchy. If you touch the controls one time, it turns off. Could it be? No, it should be closing that way. Honestly, I don't know. If you guys have any idea, let me know how to close this door. I haven't been able to, and this is the only thing that I'm still like, I don't want to say annoyed, but worried about. I want to close it. But yeah, it's a nice little plane. Lovely for if you're into regional flights. I love to do the long haul flights, but it's also nice to be able to sometimes do a short regional hop, you know, jump from a city to another city, and this one is perfect for it. It's high fidelity. It's not an easy plane. It keeps you alert, it keeps you here looking at everything, monitoring everything. It has a lot of failures you can set up if you're into that kind of stuff. I am a very happy customer. I think you guys will be too. But that's it for this review, guys. That was it for the Flying Turk again. I wish you all a good night, safe landings, safe flights, and see you guys in another one. Take care. Bye bye.